Hi everybody, my name is Mandy and I'm the group head of school for the construction trades at Capital City College. So fabulous, and thank you so much that you have all joined today and that you're all thinking about coming over to Capital City to study construction and trades. And I'm really pleased to see all of you today. I'm going to talk to you about the things that we offer in the college, and then I'm going to be introducing the managers for each campus, and they will tell you a little bit about the trades and what they do at their campuses. So for me as the head, I will give you an overview of our provision. So Capital City College is actually the largest college in London, and we are the third largest provider in in the whole of the UK. And in total, there are 12 colleges for the Capital City College Group. However, construction is over 4 colleges. We have construction at Enfield, at Holloway, at King's Cross, and at Tottenham. So there we are. These are our sites. So you can see that we're dotted around London. So we got some in North London and then Central, Enfield, Holloway, King's Cross, and Tottenham. So what trades do we offer at Capital City? Well, we offer construction skills, which is fabulous if you're not really sure which one you want to specialize in. So with construction skills, you get to do a little bit of everything, and then you can decide what you want to specialize in. So the little bit of everything is electrical, plumbing, brick, carpentry, and a little bit of painting and decorating as well. We do bricklaying, so we do courses in bricklaying, and our curriculum manager for Enfield will talk to you a bit more about that. We do carpentry, and Barry, the curriculum manager, will tell you a little bit more about carpentry. We do electrical. Derek will tell you about that. Plumbing, Daniel will give you a bit more details, and paint and decorating will be Wesley. We offer a range of provision types. So we have full-time, we have part-time, we have apprenticeships and some evenings and possibly some weekends as well. So what are the starting points, for courses? What kind of age ranges do we take? So we take learners who are between 16 and 18 years old. We also take adult learners. We offer apprenticeships, and we offer that at Tottenham only. We have some short courses, and we have progression routes into higher education. And also we have some really fantastic facilities at Capital City for sports academies. So our managers, so like I said, I'm the head, and then we have managers at each campus. Gary Powell is Enfield, Wesley is Holloway, Dennis Mirador is King's Cross campus, Daniel is Tottenham Plumbing, Barry is for Tottenham Carpentry, and Derek Monroe is for Tottenham for Electrical. And you will get to meet them in a minute. Why would we choose our college? Well, we offer our learners the skills and the skills to become more independent in their learning and taking on responsibility. We have specialist courses and facilities, and we really focus on career and work readiness. We're very flexible and we have a diverse learning environment. We have amazing pathways into higher education or employment. All our staff, all the teachers, all the managers and assistant principals are extremely supportive, and we offer a focused environment for your learning. We give you the greater choice and specialisms. What are our expectations as educators? Our expectations are 100% attendance, which I'm sure that you can understand, because if you come to college, you learn. If you learn, you're passing. If you're passing, you're progressing. If you're not coming, then those things are not happening. Our expectations are that you hand in your homework on time, you listen to the teachers, You will always have some hours of independent study on your timetable. So this is your time to use the college facilities, such as the library, to catch up on work. You can talk to us. We know we are very, very open. We're sympathetic, and we will listen to you, and we will help you in each and every way that we possibly can. You will need to come to lessons prepared, and you will be required to take really good study skill notes, have a folder at home for each subject, and you will have a folder in the college where all your coursework will be in. What do our study programs, our courses, our full-time courses, they look like? So it's full-time, part-time, vocational, academic programs, including English and maths if you don't have a grade 4 and above. I will talk a little bit more about that in a minute. We offer tutorials and professional development. We offer you enrichment at college, and we also offer you work experience and targeted industry engagement. And that work experience, industry engagement, is a core part of your course. So all the things that I have said are all part of your course. English and maths if you need to, your construction course, the enrichment and work experience. So let's talk a little bit about English and maths, because I'm sure that the majority of the potential learners on the call are in the process of getting ready for their GCSEs, which are taking place at the end of the month and towards the end of June. And I wish you all the very best of good luck for your future exams. Now, English and maths are so essential. They're really essential skills. They're not just qualifications. They support you as learners in education and work and everyday adult life. They support you with employment and apprenticeships. And, looking at English and maths, the skills will help you to gain employment, apprenticeships, and most employers and apprenticeships providers, they require a minimum standard of English and maths, which is a grade 4 and above. You'll need that to read instructions and emails, complete forms and reports, handling money, measurements, time frame, and learners with really strong English and maths are more likely to gain employment and stay in work. Moving on to another progression route is university and higher education. Again, English and maths is paramount, especially paramount in your academic writing and research, understanding data and graphs and statistics. And then what does English and maths give you on a personal level? It gives you confidence in your everyday situations. You feel more confident when speaking, writing, and understanding the information, and it gives you strong skills to support your independence, and especially at college. So as a college, capital city, we have a fantastic department called Student Services, and we offer help, support, and guidance on careers, counselling, mental health and well-being, work experience, financial support and bursary, and all the colleges have great, great libraries. How do we, as teachers and managers, track your progress when you are in college? Well, there we have something called an online portal where your parents can log in, you can log in, and it's called Pro Portal. There you'll see your student details, your timetable, you'll see attendance, you'll see your reviews, you'll see when your exams are taking place and the marks that you are getting. So what are the next steps? Well, you'll see that on the screen is a QR code. I'll give you a minute or so to take a picture, and then you can come and enroll with us for August 2026. And you can sign up for an open day, or you can join one of our taster sessions. When you do come to us to enroll physically in person, we will be asking you questions about your grades in English and maths. So we will be asking you, have you got your evidence that you've achieved your grades? So I would really recommend, if you haven't got your certificate by then, maybe getting that reference from your teacher to show us your predicted grades. We will also give you an initial assessment test where we would test you for your suitability for the course and offer you the right level. Now, I'm actually going to pass over to the curriculum managers who can speak a little bit, and I'm going to go in chronological order of the campuses. So because we'll go with Enfield first, and you're going to meet Gary Powell next. Gary, you're muted.
Hi guys, sorry I forgot to mute myself there. So I'm the curriculum manager at the Enfield campus. So what I'll do is I'll go through the courses that we do at this campus, and in particular the one that I teach, which is level 2 brickwork. And then what we'll probably do is let the other guys on there explain their specialised areas. So whether they're electrical or plumbing, they'll tell you more in depth about what they do there. Okay, so what do we do here at Enfield? So we've got several courses. So we do level 1 electrical, we do level 2 electrical, we do level 1 plumbing, we also do level 2 plumbing. We also do the construction skills course that Mandy mentioned briefly earlier. So that's where you get to do a little bit of everything, just, you know, if you're not sure what trade focused area you want to go in. And we do level 1 and level 2 brickwork as well. Okay. So what's involved in the brickwork? So in the level 1 brickwork, what it is basically, we start off with the health and safety because we need to work towards managing to get you on site. So obviously your health and safety is literally, you know, is number one to get you onto a building site. As you know, nowadays, health and safety is everything on a building site. So then what we do is we start you off building little practice models. First, it'll be little corners, little pyramids, and then we'll get you to do some block work. We'll get you to do block work corners. We'll start getting you to think like a bricklayer. So you're measuring your work, you're gauging it as we call it, making sure it's the right height. We're teaching you how to level properly, which is level that way, and then we're teaching you how to plumb up brickwork, which is that way. And that's what you'll practice, because brickwork is more of an art, kind of like a craft, than it is like it is plumbing, which is more or less a science. So electrical and plumbing are more like sciences, whereas brickwork is most definitely a craft that you need to learn to gain the hand skills for, to use for laying bricks and how to manipulate bricks and stuff. So the first unit you'll do is it's kind of like a little cavity wall. Everything's built in cavities nowadays, so you'll do a little version of a cavity wall. And then you'll do a block wall, which is kind of like 2 rooms divided. So you'll do a block wall, which will signify a bathroom. And then you will also do another block wall in between which divides that room, and that would be a toilet. So that's how most common houses are laid out. Usually got a bathroom and a toilet next to it. So what they are just little snippets and little segments of all the different work that we see out there that's being done and how it's produced on site. The next wall you'll have to do is a wall which is in a zigzag shape. So then it'll have internal corners and external corners. So we'll get you to build all that in brick. And then the last model you'll do is a really big piece of cavity work. So that's got to have everything in there. You've got to have your blocks in there. You've got your bricks in there. You've got to lay your horizontal damp-proof coursing in there. You'll have to put all your insulation in there. And you'll have to put your brick ties in there, which stables the 2 walls together. Okay, so and then at the end of that year, you've also got a health and safety exam, which is online. And you've also got a building principles exam, which is also online. So building principles is where we look at all the different sorts of foundation we use, pad, raft, piled. Then we look at all the different components of a building. So we'll look at what types of floors we use, what type of roofs we use, what types of different roofs are there. Are they hips roofs? Are they lean-tos? So we look at all that stuff and all their components in it. And then when we go into level 2, we're just doing kind of like we're moving on and digging deeper into the construction process. So in level 1, level 2, the first piece of work that you'll build is a big 9-inch wall, sorts of walls that you find around housing estates or stuff like that, and they've got nice big piers in the middle of them to keep them stable. So you'll be building a nice bit of a 9-inch brickwork with an attached pier to it. And then after that, then you've got an enormous size cavity wall. Okay, so it's a big cavity wall once again, and it's got all the different types of components in there that you'd use in level 1, but the wall is far bigger. So there's a lot more to keep your eye on. So also as well, we do our construction skills course here, which as Mandy touched on, is ideal if you sorry about that. I can't sort of, so there's so the construction skills course is a course where we do loads and loads of different little individual units. So for example, we'll do carpentry, where we'll do lap joints, where we cut in two pieces of wood so they fit neatly together. We'll also be doing housing joints sometimes, which we use in kind of like door frames. um we'll also do bridle joints, where you're cutting out the joints so joints fit neatly in together. And eventually you'll probably build a window frame, or we build a little stool, a little footstool, which you can put your feet on of an evening. Or we do hashtags, we do toolboxes, we make all kinds of little nice things that you can keep and that be useful in the future, perhaps. In plumbing, we do some just basic pipe bending, and then we'll be soldering some of them together. We do plastic piping as well, and we'd also do compression joints. Okay, so you'll have a little sample of plumbing. Electrical, we kind of like do some ring lines, some ring mains, one-way lighting, then two-way lighting, perhaps then four-way lighting. I mean, you'd be surprised how many people wire up a plug wrong, to be honest with you. So we get them, teach them how to wire up a plug properly, with no wires hanging out the ends and stuff. Okay. Painting and decorating, they'll be painting a door, so we teach them how to paint a door properly. We also get them to set out some designs. Sometimes they paint a flag of their own, from the country that perhaps their parents or they were born in. And we also sometimes do a bit of wallpapering with them as well. And they will also do some brickwork in construction skills too. So they're getting little snippets of each course over the period of a year, and hopefully by the end of that year. So if you're 16, I mean, most people don't really know what they really actually want to do at 16. They're very lucky if they've made that choice and they carry on with that choice. So you don't really know. So it gives them a little taste of each area. So then they can decide the year, do you know what, I want to be a bricklayer, or I want to be a plumber, or I want to be electrical, which is, the decision that we hope they'll make. So once they've achieved that, obviously, if they've achieved construction skills, then they can move on to a trade focused course, and hopefully we'll support them all the way through that until they eventually have completed level 2, and then by that time they have their technical certificate, which alongside an MVQ certificate would actually allow them to get on site once they've got a CSCS card as well. So I hope I made that reasonably clear. If there's any questions, obviously just post them in the chat, and I'll do my very best to try and answer them in the chat. Okay. So I don't know who we're moving on to next, Mandy or Sharon.
We're going to move on to Holloway.
Super.
Hello, my name's Wesley. I'm the curriculum manager here at Holloway. So the courses we run a level 1 construction skills course, the multi-skills course. It's very similar to the one that runs at Enfield, except we don't do plumbing or electrics. Ours are very trade focused on the craft side of things. So we would spend one whole term, 12 weeks doing bricklaying. You'd go for your break, you'd come back for another 12 weeks, you would do painting and decorating, then you'd go for a break, come back for another 12 weeks and do carpentry. It won't particularly be in that order, but those are the 3 trades we specialize in for level 1. We're also offering a level 2 painting and decorating this year. So that's more for the level 1 multi-skills is based more for someone who's never picked up a tool in their life. They know they want to do construction. They know they want to do something hands-on, but they don't particularly know what area they want to get into. It's also a good opportunity for certain students who need to catch up on their GCSEs. So they can come in, do their GCSEs. If they haven't got 4s, they will have to resit their GCSEs alongside the vocational course. So similar to what Mandy said earlier, your study program wouldn't just be you come in and you do your vocational course, your construction course. It would be you would do your vocational course, you would do maths and English, you would do work experience, and you would do tutorials. We focus heavily on attendance, timekeeping, and attitude. We're trying to get you ready for the world of work. So if you come in and you're missing a load of days, you're not going to make the cut. And the way we see it is, if that was work, you'd get sacked. So we're trying to treat you as young adults. It's not school anymore. We're trying to get you ready for the world of work. So the level 1 multi-skills, the jobs are very similar. They're very small, basic jobs just to get your hand skills up, just to get you used to the tools and the terminologies that we use. So at the end of the level 1 multi-skills, even though you're doing brick, wood, and paint, you're not going to be a level 1 painter, a level 1 bricklayer, a level 1 carpenter. What you will have is level 1 in basic construction skills. So the jobs consist of, for one term, if you're doing carpentry, for example, you can do 6 jobs. So there'll be, like Gary was saying, a half lap joint. There's a housing joint, which is used for like shelves or door linings and stuff like that. We use angled harbins and bridles. The first few weeks is just going to be us teaching you how to use the tools safely and correctly. Another carpentry job we use is lock fitting, which I find most students find that quite interesting. It's one you'll most likely use in the real world. Then after you've done that, so you do 12 weeks of that, you go for break, you come back, you would do painting and decorating, for example. For painting and decorating, the jobs are painting techniques. So we teach you how to use a brush and roller effectively without using masking tape. So you'd set out a design on a wall in a bay. You would learn how to use the brush correctly to stay within the lines and just get your brush control up. Once you feel confident with that, we'll give you an assessment. You pass the assessment and then you move on to another task. We'll teach you how to do wallpaper, how to cut it precisely, measure and paste up. And then we'll teach you special effects. So special effects would be wood graining, sponging, stuff like that, just to create a design. Yeah, we're using special effects, using specialist tools. But that would be towards the end of the paint and decorating units, once your brush skills are up. We also teach you how to paint a panel door and how to wallpaper at angles like ceilings and internal corners. In regards to bricklaying, very basic jobs. You're not going to be doing any Gothic arches or anything like that. It'll be literally small cavity wall. We do one solid wall. We do a corner return. They're only about 6 courses high, so 6 bricks high. So it's all at a very basic level. The main thing we're trying to do is get you used to the tools, get your hand skills up and get you ready to move on for next year. So the level 1 is, yeah, it's aimed at people who don't really know what they want to do. They want to try a few things and then it sets them up for next year, where they can progress on to either a higher level or a trade specific level 1. Level 2 paint, there is 2 online exams. There is a written exam as well, multiple choice. There is also, I think there's quite a few practical assessments. I think it's 8 practical assessments you've got to do, which would include special effects, wallpapering, patterned wallpaper, ceilings, and painting a door. So it's very similar to the level 1 painting aspects. It's just at a higher level. There's 2 online exams. One of them is health and safety, and one of them is building principles. So although it's a level 2 paint and decorating, the exam isn't entirely about paint and decorating. It's more about construction as a whole. But there'll be specialist theory classes to help prep you for the exam. Yeah, just touching on the point that Mandy said earlier, when you get a conditional offer from here, and you scan your barcode, that does not mean that you've guaranteed a space. It's the same for all the centres. So if you get a conditional offer, you will still need to come in on GCSE results day to guarantee a space. So if you are interested in coming to Holloway or Enfield, King's Cross or Tottenham, make sure that as soon as you get your GCSE results on results day, you head down to the centre. It is done on a first come, first serve basis. So even though you have a conditional offer, if you leave it 2 weeks and the course fills up, you would have lost your space. It is first come, first serve. If anyone's got any questions related to anything I've just said, feel free to pop it in the chat box. I'm more than happy. I'll put my email address in there as well. If you're interested in the Holloway Centre specifically, I'll put my email address in. You can just email me and I'll answer anything I can. I hope that helps. Who's next?
King's Cross.
So
King's Cross. All right. I'm going to send you
Okay.
over to Dennis now. All the best, guys.
So my name is Dennis. I'm the curriculum manager for King's Cross. Here at King's Cross, we run 2 qualifications, which is level 1 plumbing and electrical and level 2 plumbing and electrical program under City and Guilds. With a level 1 electrical, we do the foundation skills on that and build up to prepare you to move to level 2 qualification. People who are eligible to apply for level 1 is people who doesn't achieve grade 4 on their GCSE for math and English. And then if you achieve grade 4 on math and English, we can enroll you to a level 2 qualification on electrical. And with our plumbing, we have level 1 plumbing, which we cover the foundation on how to do on level 1 to install drainage, copper pipe works, and low carbon steels, and the science of plumbing, which my other colleagues on another campus will be talking about more into details about plumbing and electrical. So our most important things here is we focus on attendance and punctuality, and we also monitor the engagement with the work experience, math and English, and tutorial, aside from your vocational courses. Because a lot of people who wants to enroll on vocational courses, they are merely into the vocational but not with the attached other subject like tutorial, math and English, and work experience. We are preparing you to the world of work, so we are very strict when it comes to attendance and punctuality because we need to develop your preparedness to the work.
Thank you, Dennis.
And I'm going.
Oh, Dennis, do you want to tell the learners online a little bit about the work experience that we have at King's Cross?
Yes, with our work experience, we got the works experience officer who deals with different companies that deals with trainings and seminars that they bring employers here to talk about every companies that they are working and introduce them. And sometimes we do a site visit, and also they send for work experience placement.
Thank you so much, Dennis. Oh, sorry.
If there is any questions, pop into the chat box and I will try to monitor and answer.
Thank you, Dennis. We're going to now go over to Tottenham for carpentry, and that's Barry, who will talk about carpentry and a little bit about PMO as well, Barry.
Yeah. Are we ready?
Yes, we are.
Hello, everyone. So my name's Barry Alfounder. I'm a curriculum manager for construction at Tottenham College. So I manage level 1 construction skills, level 1 carpentry, and level 2 carpentry plus property maintenance apprentices. So I teach and I also do on-site assessing. I've worked for 20 odd years in construction, on sites and also domestic properties, as a painter and decorator and doing general building work. And I've also worked as a site manager. So when I'm teaching these courses, I try to make them as relative as possible to what I think is a real life scenario as much as I can. So I'll try and give you the skills that I think will help you whether you go on to work as an apprentice or if you join a local building company. And we'll try also to guide you in the right way to give you the best advice where to go from beyond these courses. Okay, so level 1 construction skills is, like my colleagues have mentioned, it's a little bit of everything. It's very good if you're not sure what you want to do. It gives you a good introduction of all the different trades, a good experience, and it gives you a good idea of maybe which way you want to go afterwards if you want to do something trade specific. So we cover carpentry, bricklaying, we cover plumbing, some electrical, plastering, tiling, painting and decorating, a little bit of everything really. The level 1 carpentry is basic joints to start with, getting used to the hand tools, working safely. And then once you've gone on from that, if you go to level 2, you can put a lot of those joints you've learned into good practice, putting in sort of door linings, hanging doors, putting in locks, architrave, skirting, suspended flooring, miniature roofs, staircases. So it's a very interesting course, and it's a good progression from level 1 to level 2. If anyone's got any questions on any of that, if you'd like to let me know, and I'll be happy to answer.
Thank you, Barry. Thank you very much. So that was Barry for carpentry at Tottenham. Then we have Derek. Derek Monroe is for Tottenham and electrical.
Hello, everyone. So I'm the manager for the electrical at Tottenham. Pretty much same as the other courses. We start at level 1, we have level 2, but then at Tottenham we actually have the level 3 and apprenticeship provision at the Tottenham campus. Same as the other courses. At level 1 we are starting with health and safety first, and we cover the very basics of the materials that we use and the type of tools that we use. We cover the basic electrical science, and we actually form conduit bends. We don't use it in a circuit, but we actually learn at level 1 how to form conduit, how to form trunking and cable tray. So basically all the materials an electrician would use out on site and the different cabling systems that we use. At level 2, we get a bit more progression and we start putting these components together, how we link up trunking to conduit, and how we actually wire the circuits up on small boards in the workshop area. So level 2 is more goes a little bit deeper. We cover really all the circuits. Someone was asking in the chat about when do we cover the specific lighting, different types of light and stuff. We cover it really in level 2. We do it in level 1 as well, but level 2 really is all the practical that we do for you to then be ready to go out on site and to practice. So you won't be expert at the end of a level 2, but you'll know all the tools, the components, and how the basic circuits go together, including two-way and intermediate switching. To qualify as an electrician, you have to go on to an NVQ level 3, which that's where you get the practice, and that's where you hone the skills, and qualified electricians work alongside you, nurturing you and showing you really how it works in the real world. Obviously, working on a board doesn't give you the full picture of how these circuits work, going across many rooms, down corridors, and how we would test on stuff like that. So level 3 moves on, gets a lot deeper at level 3. It's quite a challenging course, but we cover more about the inspection and testing of these circuits. So level 2 and level 1, you learn how to wire them and the understanding of how the circuits go together. At level 3, we inspect and test, so that we know that it's safe before we turn it on, before we energize the circuit, and how to fault find. And then once we understand our testing equipment and we can find faults, then what to do about those faults and how we remedy those faults. Each of our courses, level 1, level 2 and level 3, they're 1 year long. They are full-time courses, but you'll be at college for the level 1, you'll be at college 3 days a week, not 3 full days, but You might have a full day involving your maths and your vocational course, like your electrical, that you'll have maths and English alongside it. You'll probably be visiting college 3 days. Level 2, similar. If you don't have your GCSE 4 and above, you'll have to do your maths and your English alongside the course, and it will mean you'll be coming to course 3 days a week. At level 3, we don't take people on at Tottenham that don't have their GCSEs at grade 4 and above onto the level 3 course. So level 3 is 2 days a week for the level 3 8202 that we run at Tottenham. Okay, so that's basically it. If you have any questions for me, if you can put them in the chat, and I'll try and answer them best I can. Thank you.
Thank you very much, Derek. That was great. So that was Derek, our electrical manager at Tottenham. And last but not least, Daniel, who is our plumbing manager at Tottenham.
Hey everybody, I'm Daniel. I'm the plumbing manager at Tottenham. And yeah, I'll talk to you a little bit about the course. You know, the course is for pretty much anyone who's interested in it. Really, it's for 16 to 18s and for adults. And yeah, we start from level 1 and work the way through to level 2 and level 3, like a lot of the rest of the guys. So what should be kind of quite interesting and fun, so hopefully by the end of level 2, most of you will have been able to install a full bathroom, install some radiators, connected it to plastic pipework, connected something to steel pipework, worked with hot and cold water systems, fitted a cylinder, and yeah, and testing them all and checking that they work correctly. At foundation, the foundation is level 1, which involves kind of working with different materials, learning to measure accurately. I want you guys to measure extremely accurately, looking for a plus or minus 2 mil. And yeah, so I want you guys to be producing some good high level work by the time that you leave. So yeah, we start ideally at level 1. We learn about tools, learn about safety, which is really important. As Gary mentioned, particularly on modern sites, you know, it's absolutely essential that everyone works safely. Work with a variety of different pipe works, learn to measure, learn to bend accurately, joint different materials to each other, and do some sort of basic maintenance, and get that sort of safety first mindset, which is key. We can support you with your maths and English if you start at level 1 and your maths and English isn't quite as strong as perhaps it needs to be to progress. We can support you with that as we go, and then sort of yeah, and then there's level 2. So level 2, we can sort of go direct into level 2 as adults, particularly because you adults tend to have a little bit more sort of practical experience, which is useful for moving on from level 2. And in that, as we mentioned, we'll sort of work with and test real systems like bathrooms, hot and cold water cylinders, hot and cold water systems, cylinders, radiators, etc. And at level 3, it's much more sort of theory heavy. It's really focused on sort of fault finding, British standards, building regulations, and that sort of stuff, which is I find quite interesting, and it is really kind of, it's what allows you to sort of go on and become a supervisor in the future as a plumber. So there's a variety of different assessment tasks. Some of it's theory assessment, some of it's practical assessments. And we've got a really good bunch of tutors. They're all really experienced, they're really supportive, and they really want you to pass, you know. As well as having some excellent tutors, we also get industry in. So we've had Rothenberger tools in this year, Monument tools, backside boilers, Stuart Turner pumps, Salamander pumps, all coming in to speak to students and sort of show them tools and show them boilers and pumps and sort of talk to them about how different systems work. So it's been quite interesting and enjoyable for our students this year to experience that. and sort of hear from people who are actually out in the industry. And we also actually got one of our employers, so one of the apprentice employers came in and spoke to the students about kind of what the key things they'd need to do to kind of try and get their first opportunity in the industry, which was really, really nice of them to come in and do that for us, you know. Pay can be really quite good. As an apprentice, it doesn't feel that much to start with. It's sort of 18 to sort of 20, 24 grand. But as you get qualified, that can jump quickly into the 30s and 40s thousands, and then potentially even some people, if you're self-employed with gas safe or with heat pumps, quals you can actually earn more than £70,000 a year. So it's something that if you're prepared to work at it and sort of do the best you can actually sort of get a really good, well-paying job at the end of it, you know. So yeah, and the future is plumbing, because AI isn't going to be sort of taking over and fitting our systems for us. So yeah, I mean, if you fancy it, come give it a go. Cheers.
Thank you very, very much, Daniel. That was amazing. Thank you to all the curriculum managers that you've all done brilliantly. For the learners who are still on the call, please do keep posting your questions and we will answer them as quickly as we can. I am going to ask the managers a couple of questions because I've seen some come through. There's a couple of questions about Holloway. How do we enroll at Holloway? And then there's a question about Brick Lane. How do I come along to Enfield and enroll for Brick Lane? And electrical. So Derek, is there a natural progression from level 1 to level 2? So let's start with Holloway. So there's a couple of questions about Holloway. Wesley, how can I come and enroll at Holloway?
Where's my camera? Yeah, so I mean, the process is the same across the board. You make an application online. I'm assuming most of you have probably done that already if you've got a conditional offer. What that conditional offer will do, it basically, like I was saying before, it doesn't save you a space. It basically just sends an email. You get added to an email list or a reminder list where you'll get a text or an email to say, come in on such and such a day. I'm not 100%, but I think it's the 21st of August.
Yeah. GCSE results.
GCSE. Yeah, I think it's 21st. So as soon as you get your results, just go to the center that you want to enroll at. You'll have an interview with myself at Holloway or one of the other relevant teachers. The same with every other center. Whatever course you want to go to, it is first come, first serve, and that is across the board. So that's not just Holloway, that's Enfield, that's Tottenham, that's King's Cross. So whatever course you want to do, make an application online. And then on the 21st or whenever GCSE results day is, head down to the center as early as possible because the courses do fill up very quickly.
Thank you so much, Wesley. Derek, there was a question about electrical, the natural
progression.
Yeah, the progression one. Mm-hmm.
So good students will naturally progress from level 1 to level 2, and then from level 2 to level 3, they'll be offered progression. But obviously, when we're looking at it, it's not just about success. If you, we're looking at the full picture. If you're a poor attender, you're a disruption in the class, so on and so on, it's a possibility that we wouldn't progress you going forward. So we're looking for above 90%. Really, it should, ideally 100%. But we understand people, get ill and things happen in life. But we're expecting you to be 90% and above for your attendance. And yes, natural progression, from level 1 to level 2, and then from level 2 to level 3. At level 2, you should start looking for, you should really concentrate and focus on looking for an apprenticeship once you have your level 2. You can do a level 3, and if you complete a level 3, it makes your apprenticeship time much shorter because you've done all the underpinning knowledge for the electrical. And then you would only do what's called a bridging unit, which is the 18th edition or now the 19th edition that's come out, and your performance units. But we're looking for when you're with us to be good students, and then we'll have no reason not to progress you on to the next level of your course.
Thank you, Derek. Thank you very, very much. Gary, would you like to talk to us about, I believe it's open day, isn't it, very soon at Enfield?
Yes, indeed. So, so I think we had a question there saying about, am I actually on? Yeah, I'm on there. So we had a question saying about how do I come and enrol for brickwork down at Enfield. So as Wes just said, it's more or less the same across the board. So when you get your results on GCSE day, come down to the centre and we'll have a chat. We'll look at your results, and that's when we can get you enrolled. As Wes says, just applying online doesn't guarantee you a place. You still have to come and see us at the centre. Okay. Now, it's possible for some people, if they want to come down to the Enfield site tomorrow, because we have an open day tomorrow where we'll be available to have chats with parents and learners alike about different courses that we do. That's just not about the construction area as well. That's across the board. Most or nearly every course that we do here will be in attendance. So if you've got a little bit of time between 4 and 6 tomorrow, please do come down to the centre. Pop in and just come and have a chat with us if you've got any concerns or anything you feel like you need to discuss with us, and come and have a chat, and we'll put in a conditional offer for you straight away tomorrow. So that'll be dependent on coming back in August and seeing us if you want to get on a course. Okay.
Thank you very much, Gary. So we're back to me now. There was something that I forgot to tell everybody actually who are on the call. Our Tottenham campus, so where Daniel, Derek and Barry are based, we are having some fabulous renovations which are taking place over the summer, and the workshops where you do your practical lessons are being refurbished, and they're going to be brand new, really nice, shiny, brand new workshops for learners who will be joining us in September. So if Tottenham is your desire, then you will have these lovely workshops there for you to come and join and to come and learn electrical, plumbing or carpentry. I can't see any more questions. Sharon, shall we?
Just going to say about the open day on Thursday as well at Tottenham.
It's at the. Oh, of course it is. It's this Thursday, isn't it?
Yeah.
So apologies. Apologies. Thank you, Sharon. Yes. So we have the Enfield open evening, and also we have Tottenham, and that is taking place this Thursday between 4:30 onwards, and you will be able to meet Barry, Daniel, and Derek, and some of the teaching staff in person. You will have a chance to chat with the teachers. And you will also have a chance to go round to the workshops and have a look. And you will also see in the reception area an artist's impression of what the new workshops will look like in September. We're just going to hold on for a couple of minutes. We're just waiting to see if there are any more questions come through on the chat. While you have us, we can answer them really quickly. But, we're really looking forward to seeing you at the open evenings this week, either at Tottenham or Enfield. And if not, we really look forward to seeing you in August. So remember what Wesley said and Gary said, GCSE results day. Head to your preferred campus and come and enroll on your construction courses. We are your #1 choice provider for construction at Capital City.